Hi everyone, this is Meir. Right now, I'm in New Jersey teaching in the World Massage Festival, 2 classes, one on vision care and one on back care. And I'm reflecting back to my 44 years of practice, thinking about people with small and large problems and seeing the difference between them. And the difference is only in the kind of problems that they have rather than in their happiness. What separates between my clients and many others is that my clients want to take charge of their health. They will use my work to the extent that they want to utilize the work for their personal benefit. They will use my work to the extent that they want to be committed to their health. And I feel blessed with the fact that I met many wonderful people who want to take care of themselves in a deep way and want to improve themselves in a great way because they understand the incredible powers that nature has and our body has. If somebody wants to feel the great resources that they have in their body, they have no time to wait for it. They should work on them now and right now. So when I meet a person with the simplest presbyopia, that means that they had too many birthdays according to the medical profession. They arrive to the 42nd birthday and now they should not be able to read from near. They defy that. They don't accept that. They don't want to do it. And they don't resent the medical profession assertion. They just think it's a mistake. And some physicians, as well as other individuals, came my way and asked for help. And indeed, you can overcome presbyopia. We have wonderful exercises in Vision for Life about it. You look at a distance, you then do the Melissa exercise where we put a piece of paper from the forehead to the chin and throw a ball from hand to hand. And then, after palming, which is an exercise where you rub your hands and then you put your hands over your eye orbits, you breathe deeply and you relax. After palming, then you can do the hard choice. You learn which eye of yours is stronger. You sit in the shade and put your page in the sun. You put the small piece of paper, 1 inch by 2 inches. You stick it with a masking tape or scotch tape on the bridge of your nose, wave to the side of the eye that is strong, and read with the weaker eye from very close distance, very large print. In many cases, when you take the paper off, you will then see the page much better. In other cases, no, because your muscles may be even too weak for that exercise. So you start by looking far at a distance. It's so important to know that we need bridge exercises before the one that we want to do better. For kinesthetic awareness, we want to feel our breath in every part of our body. We want to be aware of muscles we never use. We want to walk backwards and sideways, work with our toes, use the hamstring muscles when we work so much with the quadriceps. Decide that you can take care of yourself. Don't postpone your diet. Don't postpone the time that you want to get off medication. Don't postpone the time that you don't want to smoke anymore. And that's one of the reasons that I'm suggesting to all of you to come to my training. Some people say it's a wonderful, amazing experience. Some people believe it's so intensive that it's like a boot camp. but it never really is, because in no boot camp do they work so much on relaxation. It is intensive. It takes many hours. And when we finish them, we're never the same. We move better, we breathe better, we look with great happiness and optimism and clarity to life. And again, I want to quote Leonardo da Vinci, the teacher of humanity in many ways, who said, "I've been impressed with doing. It's urgent to do." So he said, "I've been impressed with the urgency of doing. Knowing is not enough. We must apply. Being willing is not enough. We must do. We must do." So I'm going to play for you again with this wonderful reader, Aryeh, from my book, Movement for Self-Healing, the wonderful story of Daphne. And you should see what a powerful commitment really is. Here she was injured and had the impossible condition of diplopia, double vision, that could stay permanently with her. And I want to tell you that the improvement was way beyond what's in the book. And I know that because when I came and lectured in Seattle in East-West Bookshop, she came and took me for dinner with her family to explain to me that she's healed completely. And so I want you to listen to this and be very attentive to what she did. Well, the power of commitment to improve yourself and help humanity may bring you to the intensive process that I'm suggesting for you.
Daphne, the power of commitment. Daphne called me and said that she was suffering from double vision after a bad fall. I recommended that she come in right away, and she did. Not everyone responds so quickly. Daphne was very motivated and ready to work immediately. Daphne told me what had happened. She had gone to pick up her daughter at a friend's house, and she'd walked down the stairs to their basement carrying her 3-year-old son in her arms. She didn't realize that the stairs were under construction at the time. She'd only taken a couple of steps when she tripped and found herself falling forward. She could only think of holding her son tightly. She couldn't hold him and protect herself with her hands at the same time, so she hit the concrete at the bottom of the stairs with the right side of her face. She screamed for help. Her friends came immediately, told her that her little boy seemed fine, and somehow helped her up the stairs to the living room. She sat there with a splitting headache, afraid to open her eyes, until the emergency medical technicians arrived. When they asked her to open her eyes, she saw double. Daphne had fractured her right orbital bone. After a week, when the swelling had subsided, she'd undergone surgery to repair the fracture. Her eye doctor had told her that the double vision might go away, but then again, it might not. When Daphne came to see me, she devoted herself to working on her vision without hesitation or reservation. She was both fortunate and wise to start her exercise program within weeks after her injury. As in Donald's case, her brain hadn't yet accepted the double vision as a way of life. She hadn't adjusted to it as she would have if she'd waited longer to begin therapy. This was the best window of opportunity for a cure. Daphne saw double when she looked up, right, or left, but not when she looked down. And much like Donald, not when looking ahead into the distance. During her first session with me, I asked her to look into the distance for 40 minutes to relax her eyes. In most cases, the eyes are more relaxed when looking far away, and this was especially true of Daphne because it gave her relief from double vision. It is distressing to suffer the blur of double vision on top of feeling the lack of control that accompanies it. Daphne's next step was to alternate between looking into the distance, where her eyes worked well together, and looking a little closer, halfway between herself and the horizon, where her vision was double. She'd look back and forth hundreds of times between the horizon and halfway there. She worked on herself for hours every day doing this exercise, then for another hour or two during her daily sessions. Gradually, Daphne overcame the double vision while looking forward. She could look forward at any distance with both eyes and see a single image. When she managed to not see double looking forward, we worked on looking to the left. She would see double there, then shift her gaze forward to where her vision was now clear, then again to the left. It took many hours, but she was persistent and had the same results. She could now look to the left without seeing double. Then she started to alternate between looking forward and down and left and right, gradually increasing the turn to the right. After one very intensive week of working with me, the only area where Daphne still had double vision was looking up. I suspected that, in addition to the trauma of breaking the orbital bone, Daphne had had a concussion. I believe that her double vision had to do with her brain's perception, not just her eye misalignment. We had to wake up the nerve cells whose job was to coordinate the work of both eyes, those cells that were not damaged. 6 months after Daphne worked with me, I called her and learned that her double vision was almost totally gone, even in the upward direction. Daphne is a true self-healer. Although she had an injury, shock, and a family to raise, she cleared her head and worked to overcome symptoms that could otherwise have remained a hurdle for the rest of her life. She had a positive attitude and a strong will, and she was able to achieve excellent results.
Do you know the story of mighty Adam? He was a small person. He was a weak kid with asthma who became the strongest man in the world while being still small. His teacher in a circus told him, you know, every ant is carrying weight 6 times its own weight. And you know why? Because nobody tells it can't do it. Well, not everyone is Daphne. Not everyone has 3 kids and a husband and will move from one city to another, from Seattle to San Francisco, 500 miles away, and spend all of her time improving her vision. She did it. And she did it with one phone call that she called me. She wanted to find a solution to her case. But you know, everyone can do it. Not everyone will spend time in improving their life. But you know, we all can do it. And what we need to do now is to be aware of movement that we never knew existed in our own body. Unite them with the movements that we always did and become very powerful. Because the world is in constant movement. Everything moves. And yet the world of humanity is a constant direction of degeneration. And we can stop it. And everyone who studies with me can be one more person who would work with the client, inform the client of the possibilities, and work with the client to move the client forwards. So I need more students because I need more soldiers that will move the world to a whole new place. Soldiers of peace that will bring the world a sense that movement is life and the generation here is no more. Like Daphne, diplopia, she did not remain diplopic or with double vision for her whole life because she came for an intensive week and finished the exercises at home and had no more double vision. That's what she told me in her dinner. She left with very little, she finished with none. And while she was grateful to me for showing her the way, I was grateful to her for utilizing what I taught her, because I feel that through her, many other people got better. This energy moves from one person to another, and that's why this work is so important. Many blessings to all of you. Until next time, your friend Meir.